We're live, chat. We're live and we're not dropping frames. Oh my goodness. Chat, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not ready for the stream today. I'm not ready. So here's what happened yesterday. On my way home, while I'm on the GO train, get a little notification. It says, hey, you don't need to be an affiliate or a partner to have things like channel points and subs. You can just have those now. This is a huge mistake. We don't have the experience we need yet to be responsible enough to even know what custom emotes we need to include or how to properly create them. Twitch, what are you doing? Oh goodness. In honor of filling out 4 tax forms, I guess 3 tax forms and a terms and conditions, we have enabled channel points, and we're calling them bullet points. In honor of our dumb PowerPoints that we keep building, allegedly. If you didn't see our last stream, we kind of hit a wall in terms of turn-based. We've I really do feel like it's a game that's made. Pillars of Eternity is made for people who have played Pillars of Eternity. And the turn-based mode of it is just for the fans. I don't think it's bringing in... I just don't get it. I don't get the system well enough to know how turn-based changes the game. If you're watching the stream, you see visible energy draining as we're just going through the motions of fights that take tens of minutes. And so we will go back and see if we could just get to the point where we died on Saturday. However, I think what we really got to do is we actually got to think about how do we tell this compelling story of why they decided to go with why did they decide to build turn-based mode 10 years later? So we're doing PowerPoint today. We'll get to Pillars of Eternity, but we got to build our slides. And I think, okay, flashbang warning. Okay, I think that actually comes in, there are 3 key things that we really need to talk about. There's 3 key things we really need to talk about. Get your coffees, chat. Actually, and here we go. We'll do this. Pop this out. We're going to grab our little sessions. Streaming safe music from Riot Games. Pop in our little corner. We're doing volume wise. Okay. So chat, here's our slides. If you don't know, when we post these on YouTube, we build them in here, and we build our little thumbnails for what ends up showing up on YouTube. Okay. We already have our 4 squares. You can't see it, but there's one here. And that gives us our grid. Just to help with like padding of the slide, but then also where we're going to add some of our text boxes. Text box. Boom. And then the other thing is, chat, I'm thinking about it. We are probably going to go with Garamond. I'm fairly certain that that's the font that they use. One of our classics, because we installed EB Garamond. Where oh geez, EB Garamond. How does alphabetical work? No. Garamond. Yeah, where are you? There you are. Garamond. This feels like a Pillars of Eternity font. So we're just building our template right now. Garamond is a low X height font. So you have to skew large for it to have the same X height of your font. I'll explain that in a second. Pop this in here. We're actually gonna, okay, wait. Format shape. This text box, we don't want it to do this. It's because we're starting from scratch. We don't want the margins. The margins are helpful when we need them, but we're designing slides. And we're telling compelling stories along the way. And we got to convince Microsoft. Like, think about this, chat. Obsidian was bought by Microsoft in the billions. Like, I mean, it's not Activision billions, but it was bought in the billions. And now they got to tell Microsoft, hey, we want to update this game. We want to update this game. And we got a strategic plan for why we're going to add turn-based mode. Like, yeah, you got to put that into a pitch deck. At the time, you're telling your Phil Spencer, Phil, I got a great idea as to why we should be adding resources to this game. I suspect. I wasn't there. Is this too big? It's not. It isn't too big yet. All right, we have a 36 font, 36 point font right now, and it's not too big. Okay, this is what I'm talking about around X height. Okay. So that is the height. That's the X height of our font. I'm pretty sure it's lowercase. I don't think you do it with uppercase. We'll do lowercase just for the sake of reference. And then we're gonna pick the most boring font that we can, Arial, to demonstrate how big the difference is. Look at this. Look at the difference between that. So the X height of Garamond is really small compared to a boring font like Arial. That's why this is way bigger. That's why this is 36. Normally you're doing like an 18 or something. Okay, so this is our title of the slide. We have our little grid lines. We don't need this X anymore. And before we start designing these slides, we're just gonna quickly build out what we think is our outline. Okay, so we don't need any of this anymore. This was just template for reference. We'll come back to it. I'm gonna delete all these pieces. Having this player here is actually very distracting. It's like you're in the way of my slide. All right. Also notice we don't add page numbers. Page numbers only matter if you think the person who's going to be looking at it is going to print it out. But otherwise, in any other context, the numbers are going to be easy to see. If you're saving it as a PDF later, Like it'll tell you what page you're on. And when you're like in presentation mode, if you're like, oh, everyone, we're just going to go to like slide 3. Like if you press 3, then enter, it jumps you there. So like there's no, you don't clutter your slide. Okay, that's not an always. But in our case, we're not gonna clutter a slide with page numbers. There are clever ways you can incorporate it, so it feels like it's not in the way. But we're not gonna do it for this. We're not gonna do it for this. Okay, we're getting distracted. Okay, since we've already formatted this text box, we're just gonna shrink it a bit. This is our brainstorming. In fact, Garamond is probably not going to be our everywhere font. So another thing that you can do is just go with like a fancy is probably the wrong term. You can pair a serif and a sans serif font and they can go nice together. Don't know what goes well with Garamond offhand. I'm gonna take another. We'll take Aptos. Take Aptos just because. We'll fix it. We'll fix it later as we go. Okay. So the short answer is, what are the 3 things that we think that this is about? What are the 3 reasons why? And the first one that we have is Baldur's Gate 3. Nope. But that's like the obvious one. Like that's gonna be not a through line, but almost like stated as an obvious fact. Okay, so that's the first part. The second one is actually going to be talent upskilling. The third one is going to be talent pipeline. Because Baldur's Gate doesn't really count. This is mostly going to be about talent upskilling, talent pipeline, and then the last one is going to be about oh goodness, what do they call the world of Pillars of Eternity? Fine. Pillars of Eternity. Experimentation. We might change the order. Let's talk about what we're saying. Well, let's talk about each of these 3 so we know what the story is for each of the different slides. Okay, and this is all speculation. These are all speculations, but I'm going to start with this bottom one. My prediction is that after what happened with Avowed, which I think was a really interesting game, but I didn't finish it, and looking at the critical success of Pillars 1 and 2, critical like from the sense that it's well received and well regarded within the industry, but not necessarily an audience success. It's still a niche audience. My prediction is Pillars of Eternity 3 will be announced eventually. I'm not saying that it's locked for like Summer Game Fest or anything. We're not going to hear an announcement in 3 weeks that it's coming out. But Pillars of Eternity 3 will be announced probably within the next 2 years. We'll say 2 years. By 2028, Pillars of Eternity 3 will be announced. It will be turn-based. It is going to be a huge departure that they will leave behind real-time with pause and go strictly to turn-based. And that is because of the success of Baldur's Gate 3. Like, if anything, Microsoft already has this as a game that they have planned. They're like, get your resources ready. You're building a turn-based answer to Baldur's Gate 3. We need that turn-based RPG money. And what's interesting, during the Activision Blizzard, I guess it wasn't a trial, but when they were investigating Microsoft, the topic of Baldur's Gate 3 being a Game Pass entry, they discounted it completely. They didn't think it was a good game. They were like, no one will care about this game. And then they saw the success. My prediction, my assumption is then they immediately said, we need that. We need a game like that. Now with like Phil Spencer gone, whether that's still going to be the strategic direction, who knows? But I can see that being on a roadmap. So this is all because of Baldur's Gate 3. So what are the other ones? Okay, talent pipeline. What this is effectively talking about is how do we get new hires to understand our coding practices and our engine in a way that makes sense so they're ready for the next game. So in this case, what we're saying is talent pipeline is new people join, and as they join, instead of giving them a big meaty project that's already in production and that's staffed, knowing that I need to ramp up for a new game coming, what we're going to do is we're going to put them on, hey, tub of popcorn, how's it going? I got bad news. We're not in Pillars of Eternity yet. We're doing a lot of speculation. We're doing some theorizing. Apologies for the flashbang. We have plans of getting into Pillars of Eternity, but we're reverse engineering why after 10 years did Obsidian launch turn-based mode. So that's what we're doing right now. We went through Pillars of Eternity experimentation. So we have 3 reasons. We have 3 things that we think of. So the first one is that we're predicting that to get normies to play. Yes. I 100% agree, because the prediction is Pillars of Eternity 3 will be turn-based first, not real-time with pause. And in 2 years, they will announce Pillars of Eternity 3. That's my prediction for this. What is this PowerPoint presentation? 619. Okay. Oh my goodness, there's so much to explain. And I apologize for the flashbang of this white screen. Okay. There's too much. Okay, I'll explain. What we've been doing while we've been streaming games is that we always then reverse engineer what we think the business case was to better explain how to pitch your ideas. So in my day job, that's what I do all day. I basically build business cases so that we could get the green light from executives to do something strategic. So we're taking that skill and using video games, and by playing the game, we infer what we think we're trying to accomplish here. This all started because 9 years ago on the Montreal subway, someone leaked Shadow of the Tomb Raider was coming out. I'm gonna see if I can find the slide. I'm gonna see if I can find it was on Reddit. Uh, so, the problem is, it's a bad slide. Like, here we go. So this leaked on Reddit, and this is a terrible slide. This is like everything wrong with how you tell a compelling story and like get your ideas across. So we actually went, and our first stream was trying to reverse engineer, what does this say? We know it's Shadow of the Tomb Raider. It's part of the Reddit post. And yeah, this came out October 31st, 2016. So that was what our first stream was. And ever since, we've been playing the games, and then we've been building the slides that they used. And now we're answering the question, why turn-based? Which we should put here. So obviously Baldur's Gate 3 is the impetus for what started this. But we have 3 predictions for what would have went into this business. This is all made up. We're just doing this for fun. Pillars of Eternity 3 is coming in the next 2 years, and it's going to be turn-based instead of real-time with pause. Because of that, what they need to do is start building their talent pipeline. Okay, so what am I talking about with this? When you hire people in, there's a nuance to the way that your work, not just your culture, but the way that teams interact. We'll say for a game development, how does your script writers work with your artists, work with your narrators? So how do you upskill somebody when they won't be able to catch up if you're already in development of a project? The answer is you give them a baby project. So this is now giving them a chance to experiment in a safe environment where newbies come in, and then what they're going to do is learn how to work together, work within the context and the confines of the organization, so that when you're ready for Pillars 3, they already have that skill set. They understand how you've been coding things. They already understand the world building, how you're telling the narrative. Okay. And then the last one, talent upskilling. So from what I understand, when they released it, because this isn't the first time they did this with Pillars 2. They started with Pillars 2. And as I understand, that turn-based is different than how they implemented it in Pillars 1. So that means that they've been trying to figure out, be right back, yeah. They're trying to figure out, how do we do turn-based our own Obsidian way? How do we think about it differently? And how do we get the team to code the system different? And here's why we suspect this. As it stands right now, with the way that initiative works, the way that armor percentages add to your initiative. So high initiative is bad. We think this is a bad idea. We think that the way that we handle turn-based is going to be radically different to the system that we have. But we need to change the way that our talent, that our teams think about the systems differently. So how do we just do this in a safe environment where there can be a benefit by, again, getting Pillars of Eternity into the collective unconscious? And this is how we're doing it. We're doing it with implementing the turn-based mode into Pillars 1 as a free update. It's not like they don't make any extra money on this. So maybe it drives more adoption to Game Pass. That's an appendix slide. But the reality is they're doing this all as an operational strategic initiative. We suspect. I'm making that up. Like that's... But if I was building a talent strategy for Obsidian on how do I make sure that people have the skills and knowledge that they need so that Pillars 3 is a success, this is what I would do. And now we're gonna invent the slides for this made up business case. I hope that all made sense. But 619. That's why we're doing a PowerPoint presentation. And we got some elements here that's gonna help us thematically pull it together. Yeah. Time permitting, we can go to some of our other ones as an example of what we're thinking. But also, we need to make sure that we dive back into Pillars because we got to get back to where we died. Okay. So now that we have our outline, and we know what it is that we're trying to tell, now we have to concisely tell that story to everybody, to our executives, to our Phil Spencers before Phil Spencer left, so that we get the green light. So we're gonna leave our brainstorm slide here. We're gonna come back over here. This one is going to be our we're probably gonna phrase it this way: why turn-based and why now? And this is gonna be our Baldur's Gate 3 context. And we'll fill this part in. So equals lorem and then little parentheses 2. This gives us some filler text. So we'll come back to this as we figure out how are we going to tell this compelling element. And this might actually be, this is our thesis statement essentially, right? So this is going to be some of our opening context, and then this is going to be almost like an infographic, I think. It's going to be critical to not just why we're doing this. And again, all this formatting, all of these colors, we're going to change them as we go. And ideally, we're going to pull thematic imagery and colors from Pillars so that it feels like it's on brand. But we'll get to those. What I'm thinking that we need here is maybe something like this. Okay, so we're just going to grab the arc and build little half circles. And these are going to be our data points. These are obviously made up. I don't know anyone at Obsidian. We have no idea if this is actually their plan. They might have just said, hey, you know, it'd be fun. Let's just make turn-based mode. The tub of popcorn's point. So the normies will play this game. Okay. Right now we're just feeling things out. We don't know if this is the right thing. We don't even know if we have 6 points that we want to highlight. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, 100% made up. This is not, this is all for fun. We have no idea. Okay, we're giving these a little rounded edge, just to add some polish. And then the other piece here, again, we're just going to steal what we already have as we're building out our slide. Metrics. We're going to come back to these, but we're going to think about the ones that we probably care about. All right, and then we're just going to duplicate these around. so some of the ones that we might do, and this could be something where we have, actually, we could steal some of the really fun metrics and the infographics, like the data that Baldur's Gate was sharing, like on their anniversaries. So actually, we're gonna make a note to ourselves that we're gonna have to find those. So this is like a BG3 data point. Maybe around how many people played, how many times they romance Helson, like something like fun data points here about Baldur's Gate 3. And we might tie it not necessarily to to Pillars of Eternity's success, because that's not necessarily what we're trying to tell here. But then it's going to be really around the gaps. So whether these are like valid comparisons, we don't know yet. We're just thinking out loud. But this might be like like you're maybe working with like your HR business partner, and you're looking at like your HR information system, and what you're getting then is like data on skill sets. Again, pure speculation. But if you're using like a platform like an SAP, a Workday, you can infer like what kind of skills and experience people have just based on like their talent profile, like the things that they worked on in the past. Alternatively, you have something like a LinkedIn Learning. Your LinkedIn profile will have skill measures on it, and then you can determine what is your bench strength. And this actually then might make, instead of these being data points, these could actually be skill measures. So maybe we're doing something like the lines of narrative. Maybe we're doing ones around maybe design. We're making these up. We don't know what skills they particularly care about. I haven't worked in game design, so I don't know necessarily the ones that they care about the most. But one that we are going to have here is oh geez, what are we going to call it? RPG mechanics? I don't know. Accessibility? Okay, I like it. 619, are you thinking accessibility from the standpoint of like when you're adding alt text to images, or are you thinking more accessibility in terms of breadth of like the game's ability to be leveraged by multiple people? Yeah, okay. Okay, so here's actually the fun thing we're gonna do here, because we're gonna make these measures, and these are made up measures. We're gonna duplicate them in a second, but what we're gonna start with, we're gonna change the outline. We're gonna give them light gray, and now when we add them back in, because we're gonna duplicate over top. Here is our sneaky, cheeky way, lining up, and now we have gauges. So when we change the color, a good Pillars of Eternity color. Obviously green. Let's grab this. Let's grab this and put it over here so we have a reference. We're gonna find some fun green in there. Okay, eyedropper. Let's see. We want something that's a little bit like that's gonna pop, right? this teal? I don't love it. What else we got? What else can we pull? Light? Not lighter. Darker? Okay, okay. Here we go. Here we go. And we're going to add numbers in here too. So, okay. Here we go. Narrative. Pop this one over here. Oh, actually, this is high. This is... Wait, this is Obsidian. This is like... This is as far as you could go. Obsidian's narrative is great. Design, also high. We'll say. Maybe we're gonna say our design bench strength is here. What this measure is, we don't. Again, we're making up our story. But this one is gonna be here. These are probably not Baldur's Gate 3 data points anymore. Not sure if our contrast is working, but we'll figure it out. We'll come back to that. Okay, so we look at it like this. This is not terrible, but we'll have to come back and come back here to think about the story that we're telling, so that it is self-evident when we look at this slide what the next three are going to be about. Because as we set the context and we see what it means from a data perspective, or from what is the current like internal landscape, we immediately go, oh, I know what we have to do next. Like what you're essentially doing is setting the road. It's like you're setting the GPS. Everyone understands where we're gonna go, and they have ideas of like how we're gonna get there. We can't forget. There's going to be a really important piece, because this isn't a reveal. Like, they know Pillars of Eternity 3 is coming, and this is our so what. Okay, this is we'll find something better to put here, but this is so we don't forget, and it's our so what. This enables us to create Pillars of Eternity 3 in a way that will delight the player and create moments that matter, or something. We need to fix this. This enables us to create this enables us to release Pillars of Eternity 3 with a top tier turn-based evolution. No, by evolving. This enables us to evolve Pillars of Eternity 3 to meet the evolving expectations of players and continue the franchise. What is... Okay, I need help. I don't remember the name of the Pillars of Eternity world. I want to say it's Aora. Is that right? Okay, thank you. continue the story of Aura. Because this is the best. This is why we're doing this. We love this world. We want to continue telling stories in Aora. And this is how it needs to evolve. Thank you for that, 619. Okay, so now we're getting, this is all made up. The next piece, we're going to be, which one do we want to do first? I don't want to do talent pipeline, mainly because it's the one I'm more confident in, for how we can explain it. We're just gonna pop this over here, and just use that for later. How we support our new talent. I'm curious if Obsidian has like a term for their newbies when they join. We will most likely, Texas is like too big. I'm saying that, but if you're watching this on a phone, you're probably like, I can't see anything. Your micro font isn't helping me, Andrew. We will we'll add context setting here. But effectively what we're going to show here is almost like the growth of our talent. And I think that we're going to do this in a couple of ways. Again, without knowing what they actually do, this is all just made up. But what we're going to add is effectively a we're going to need to add rapid onboarding, because again, we're thinking of this as, this is not the normal thing. This is a strategic initiative. This is almost like a test. While not a formal name for a newbie, employees who have not yet completed a game project might be considered level 1 in their RPG themed development career. 619, I love that. Is that true? How we support our level 1s. The idea that everything is like a milestone or a quest in their career development is a phenomenal, phenomenal. I love everything about that. And I think that that's a key point here. Like, what are we doing? We're trying to get them to level up. It's like when you, what was it when, trying to think of my MMO days, when you'd power level your lower tiered characters in like EverQuest to get them to be like a level where they get to do stuff. This helps us But we need something here about this helps us level up our new hires. We need to add that in there. Boosting? Yeah. This helps us boost. This helps us boost our level ones. As we get ready for something to this effect. We'll wordsmith this, but we're helping them get ready for new game development. We'll see. This needs to be wordsmith, but this is great. Okay. Rapid onboarding. This phase, we might have a separate. We'll shrink this down. We're gonna say week 1 to 3. We don't know. We don't actually know. We don't even know how long it was in development for. Because turn-based on Pillars 2 was 2 years ago? Is that true? What does the Pillars of Eternity wiki tell us? It was added to the game in patch 4.1 and finalized in 5.0. But when was this? When was this wiki? Summary? History? It was January 2019? May 8th, 2019, as of patch 5.0. Oh my goodness. I had no idea. Okay. Our timelines might be way off. Rapid onboarding. So why do we have this shape here? This is going to be shorthand because, again, the people that we're sharing this with, they already know what happens in onboarding. There's going to be some compliance. There's going to be getting to know your team. Maybe you have like a mentoring buddy. There might be like special like celebratory lunch that you do with your team. So that's this bubble here. And without knowing how they actually developed turn-based for Pillars of Eternity 1, again, we're speculating. However, we can assume that they were doing some form of prototyping and iterative design, which is going to lead to, I mean, essentially, I would imagine that they're using some kind of agile framework in their software development lifecycle. I'm using my knowledge of what we do in IT to extrapolate and what they would do in game design. That could be extremely, extremely dangerous. Because it makes you look like an idiot when you're like, that's not how they do it. Like, what? No, they don't. Software development lifecycle? That's not how game design works. They use a totally different system. But we're gonna do some kind of rapid onboarding. Then we're gonna do a we're gonna do more of our arcs, I guess. Put this over here. I'm not liking this. I'm not liking this. Like, we need to show it as a circle. But this is us thinking out loud again. How do we best visualize what is effectively going to be like a series of steps and iteration that's going to get them. Maybe we're doing this wrong. Maybe we need to look at it as not as what the process is going to be, but actually the steps that they're going to take to upskill regardless of what their role is. Okay, so instead of like an onboarding timeline, we're going to look at this instead as a turnkey development opportunity. And that's what we're going to add here so that we could go back and fill in the text. So repeatable, personalized development experience. So in which case, we are going to use a cycle. But you know what? We're going to need... this is actually where it would be helpful if we actually had the game still run. Okay. It's going to be this. We are going to have a little arrow that sort of shows onboarding, but this is going to be a repeatable cycle. So it's not the game dev cycle. It's going to be their personal development experience for how they are going to... We're going to... once we figure out what we think the steps are, we'll then iterate on the design. And this might be something where... Yeah... So then what we'll also try is, and we're thinking this out in real time. Okay. What I think is going to happen, this is what I suspect. We're going to have different elements in our process. And rather than try and squeeze them in, because like it'll be illegible. Like, you won't be able to read anything. We're effectively going to have what is the visual representation of what we think is happening over here. And then along the side, by using icons to signpost each of the stages, we're going to have what is what's happening within that step. And we've deliberately created it as a circle for two reasons. One of them is that it's a repeatable cycle. It's not something that you finish. You're constantly going to be upskilling. And that's what we're gonna add here. But more importantly, because this circle here is going to be a picture. This is going to be the picture of our level 1. And this is really deliberate because the entire point of what we're doing is the fact that we're putting our level 1s, our employees at the center of this strategy. Like, yeah, Obsidian is owned by Microsoft and they want to make all of the Microsoft money. They want to make all those Game Pass bucks. But if you're the person who's building this, if you're working at Obsidian, from what I'm just going to infer from playing Obsidian games is that they just really love making games. And I think that they're a studio that just really cares about their people. I don't think they're just grinding you out. Like they're not trying to they're trying to create lifers and not burnouts. They're not just like squeezing you like a towel, trying to just get to whatever performance. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, 619. It's like that's the vibe you get from Obsidian, right? Because I think about games like Pentiment. Like that's another just like small game based on people who just had an idea and a passion, and they wanted people to play that, and they knew it wasn't going to be a 10 million, unit mover. They're like, no, we think this is a really interesting story, and we care about the people who are working on this, and we want to tell great stories. So this is the picture of our level 1. And we're going to find a picture to put here. But first we got to build some elements. How are we going to do this? How do we want to do this? God, I hate having to do things with this. I hate doing things with this. And like squeezing it into whatever shape that we want. No. This is not going to work. This is not how we want to do this. We want to do it. Okay. This is how we want to do it. With another circle. We don't need it. We want to do it with another circle. And to back. Well, before we do that. No fill. Get rid of the text. Speaking of accessibility, we don't want screen readers to pick up phantom text. And in our outline, and give it some dashes. This is actually a little bit too thick. We want a little bit of elegance in our process here. Yes, this is what we want. And then we're gonna add a few extra circles. Can't have too many circles. Okay. Yes. Gonna be this. So we're not thinking of it in terms of rapid onboarding. Onboarding will be in here. We're gonna add that with this. And pop it over here. This will be our little onboarding. This is how you get into the cycle. And we'll add a little arrow. Nope, that's the wrong way. Okay, here's our arrow. This is what gets them into the cycle. So we think it starts with probably skill assessment's going to sound like the wrong thing. But our first one is almost like either acclimatization or skill standards or like it's essentially kind of like acclimatization, right? This is, I don't think I spelled that right. I didn't. There's two C's. This is almost like what is the, this is wrong. This is what are standards and expectations? Okay. Standards and expectations is part one. So you have onboarding, you have figuring out what is your current role, what is it that you need to do. That then takes you into, as this flows through, we're gonna add little little micro arrows to help with this. There's expectations. Then there's going to be feedback. Followed by mentorship. We're gonna simplify these for now. Expectations, feedback, mentorship. Actually, development. Mentorship. Then we'll do okay, I don't know if I like this term. This is one that has come up recently. Feed forward. I feel like it's just another word for feedback and people are just feeling clever when they say it. But in some respects, I almost kind of think that it's an interesting way of getting at assessment ahead of time. Okay, so what am I talking about? Expectations is understanding what are you working on? What can you currently do? How are we working? Feed forward is actually a reflection activity if you think about it. How do I think this is going to go? Where do I think I'm going to get stuck? Development is the things then that happen along the way. Learning the new skill, you know, working within the context of processes, frameworks, culture. This is then mentorship, is the guidance that you're getting along the way. And then finally, there's an element of feedback of how did you do? This is how do you think you'll do? And then how did it turn out? There's probably better terms that we could be using for these. But this creates a really interesting development framework that's easily repeatable, regardless of role. And then if we think about it in terms of like I'm learning my role is on development and I'm coding the real-time or I'm coding turn-based. Okay, great. Expectations. Well, for this sprint, I think that I'm gonna need to implement it in a way where it's gonna properly take initiative into account. Okay, how do you think it's gonna go? Terrible. I don't actually understand how initiative works. It's overly complicated. Why is high initiative bad? Chat. The first 3 streams we did of this game, so like the first 7 hours, I thought when things said high initiative was good. Tub of Popcorn, you even told me to go what videos to watch. And I didn't understand. Development is the things that happen. Mentorship is the guidance that you're getting along the way from like somebody who is a peer who's worked on, or someone who's worked on the game. And then finally you have your feedback. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can easily put 5 circles around here. Ooh. We're gonna have to properly align these because I'm already going crazy with what have I done? Andrew, that's not how 5 works. Okay. There is an element. Okay. Don't pay attention to this alignment. Don't pay attention to this alignment. There is an element here of there's going to be an onboarding piece. That will have. We don't have to include it. We don't have to include it. And what can we steal? Okay, we're gonna steal some icons. We're gonna steal some icons to help with signposting where we are in the cycle. But we've taken some very terrible terms to look for this. I don't like these icons. And I don't want to build our own. Are any of these arrows good? Okay, we can grab this. Actually. Yeah, okay. This is going to be a little... We'll see. Okay. All right, we don't care about this. We'll grab these. We might have to change the size of some of these pieces too. And these will all have descriptions as to like what's actually happening at these stages and how. I'm curious if this is too subtle. But just doing a little flip where the our little talking point for feed forward is on the right and it's on the left for feedback. That feels a little too subtle. That's the nuance of that. I don't I don't think that works. We'll see. Have a good rest of the stream. Gotta go eat. Tub of Popcorn, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the raid. Yeah, later, buddy. All right, where are we going? Where are we going with this? Okay, we're adding some more icons into here. For development, we're not using learn. We're using a light bulb. For expectations, we'll go with a check mark. And what did we use? Okay, we used we're using the bold versions. We're using the bold versions. We don't want to mix them up. We want to have some consistency. Okay, we grabbed that one. We grabbed that one. And then mentor, we need. Do we have a good one for mentor? Person? Not really. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, sure. We'll steal this one. Okay, great. How big are these? We'll make it 8 across the board, just for simplicity. All right. Now we got development, mentorship, expectations. Great. Now these are easily duplicated into our circles. They're too big still. All right. How big do we think they are? Okay, yeah, 0.5. That's easy enough. Okay, here we go. And then yeah, this cycle just repeats. We're throwing this together fast because we've been doing this for over an hour now. And okay, nice. So I think that we have a really good framework. Someone now can easily visualize what are we doing for these new people? What are we doing for our level 1s? And we're gonna make this super small because we only half care about it. It doesn't need to be that legible. Because it's not the focus. Like, onboarding is its own set of activities. We don't care too much about it. A different team has already created our onboarding program. But this is part of a strategic initiative. Okay. So now we have a framework. One of these. We're going to fix all these pieces. But this is an easy way. Visualizing what's happening. It's happening as an ongoing way. Or is an ongoing series for these particular people. And now we can have activities and different interventions that go along with this. So this is just a good representation of how are we supporting our level 1s. So this is really, so we actually did talent upskilling. Well, actually we didn't then, well, we kind of addressed it. Well, we need to make sure that we're not losing sight of the fact that this is preparing them. Like the so what, again, can't lose sight of the so what. This is preparing them to be future ready for Pillars 3. Oh, I wonder if they have a code name for it. We didn't play Pillars 1 enough to know what would be a catchy code name for whatever would happen in a Pillars 3. Okay, we've set the context. It is obvious why we need to do this. Now we understand how we're gonna be supporting our talent. The talent upskilling. So this is then the hypothesis for, actually, I think we kind of covered this slide is actually doing a lot of work. It's not just doing Baldur's Gate 3. It's giving us the whole point of why we need the talent. If we do this one right, it explains what we're upskilling. Because originally we're just thinking these were data points. But if we show where they are, and then we add one last thing, I'm gonna add a really tiny triangle. Super, super tiny triangle. Yeah, an upside down triangle. Move over here. No shape outline. Shape fill into something reddish. There we go. Now we specify where we need to be. So it's easy to see the gap. In fact, if we say that we needed narrative to be here and we see that we're over, like we're so good at narrative, you go, yeah. I don't need people writing DLC. We're not releasing DLC for Pillars 1. We're not writing DLC for Pillars 2 to bridge the gap for Pillars 3. I don't need them to work on that. We'll say design. Yeah. Say design. We're actually at where we need to be for design. We're making, actually we'll move this a little bit further and then we'll say that we're there. So now when we look at this, we go, yeah, narrative. We got that. Design, we're doing great. Accessibility, not great. And again, we'll figure these all out. But this makes it self-evident. You go, yeah, of course we need to raise the water line. We got this. And then Pillars of Eternity experimentation. This is our last one. And we might just do how we'll get turn-based right the third time. We might have some context here. So this probably needs a little explanation. Okay, what is this? Because we're adding pithy titles, right? There's two ways that you can do this, depending on how concise you are, and the topic that you're dealing with. This can be almost like a flavor text, right? Like this is your corpo speak. And then this is what you're really trying to say in your corpo clever way. Or you're just really explicit in your title and you just hope that it's not like 3 lines with your text at 36 point font size. So those are your 2 options. Those are your 2 options here. What we're doing is corpo speak, branded speak, right? Like the cultural language that we have at the organization, followed then by what are you really talking about? And I think that this is an acknowledgement. Pillars to no. The addition of turn-based for Pillars 2 helped us learn helped us identify the importance of thinking turn-based first. Our system doesn't immediately doesn't adapt to a turn-based context. We'll continue to experiment in Pillars of Eternity to address oh, this is great. This is and then the 3 things. It's always 3. It's like, why is it 3 things? It's always 3. Okay, and actually this is really important. Why do you try to make it between 3 and 4? And there's 2 important reasons for that. It's the cognitive load of your stakeholders. If you have like 7 priorities for what you want to get right for turn-based, they're just going to be like, okay, pick one. Like, this is too much. Prioritize, right? But actually 1 isn't experimenting enough, right? Like there'd probably be too much nuance in your mechanics. So you pick 3 because it's easy enough. 3 is essentially your magic number for what is somebody going to be able to absorb with this being 1 thought. Now, generally, when you're chunking information, the max you can do is it's 7 plus or minus 2. That's what psychology has taught us. But that was before our attention spans got wrecked by social media and notifications. And like YouTube shorts. So we don't have the attention span for 7 plus or minus 2 anymore. There are too many things that are just distracting people. They've walked into your meeting and they're already thinking about the next meeting that they have to go to. So that's why you pick 3. 3 is just an easy number. It's easy to come up with 3, but it's easy to ground something in 3. But what are the 3 things? And actually, this is where we're going to bring up accessibility again. Let's grab this to just make our because we'll just do 3 columns. We'll just, like, this doesn't need to be super fancy, but we'll bump this down a bit. This is 16. We don't want this to overpower this. So this will be 14, and we might bring this down to 12. Okay, and we're gonna do 3 of these. if we were clever enough to come up with 4, we could use 4, but that would probably require me to know way more about game design. Okay, we're gonna line things up. I'm gonna just simplify this by pressing center. And if we needed to, we could add an icon. It could just be a distraction. But here's our key things here. And we'll keep our lorem ipsum text. We'll keep our placeholder for now as we figure out what each of them are going to be. So the first one, immediacy. From what I understand, and I'm pretty sure I saw it in the UI, there's like a one-click button to turn turn-based on and off, to flip between the two. And if I'm not mistaken, Deadfire didn't do that. Deadfire was a rigmarole to swap it. So we need to figure out immediacy. We need to figure out initiative. At least for my brain, this is the one that they still need to work on. I could not figure out initiative or who was going to show up for what. Actually, that spells have their own initiative was so hard for my brain to wrap around. Immediacy, initiative, and I actually had the third one, but now I lost it when I started ranting about initiative. Immediacy, initiative, and I don't know, something else. We'll think about it. We'll think about it as we build these out. Immediacy is probably the wrong word. This is flexibility. Like speed in JRPGs, except lower number is better. Yeah. That's a good way of framing it. But here's the thing, 619. I don't know if you played any of the turn-based stuff. But do all the mechanics still work? Because we were playing a chanter. And it kind of felt like chanters with their chants, like they felt like they like it didn't feel made for turn-based. It's made for real time with pause. Same thing with reloading. Like you shoot and then you reload and you're ready to shoot again. Should just give everybody a gun. I think this one is almost like downstream impacts. It's balance. Flexibility, initiative, and balance. How do you I'm not sure, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, it could also be that I'm an incompetent player to this game. That is also very, very viable as a problem in all of this. I've played way too much Baldur's Gate to understand real time with pause. Okay. All that to say though, flexibility, like not imposing it on the player, but giving them the chance to explore it. Initiative, again, this is probably the wrong way to frame it. because at first glance it's like the initiative of like the team or the things, not like initiative as the mechanic. And this is probably tied to balance as well. But the key thing that you're figuring out is like how do you dial in the nuance of balance, a nuance of initiative, and then finally balance, because the other like players mechanics are based on that time progresses. So how do you do that when the game is paused? Like the game is just turn by turn. So essentially we fill out those 3 pieces. We theme and tidy up our slides. And then maybe we have a final recap here. And this is like how we'll start. And then this is like next steps. Who do you need to get sign off from? And how are we going to start recruiting and putting like who's involved to get these things in place? And and yeah, this is just for being there. But yeah, this is still not finished, but we've walked through and we've basically drafted out what we think. Why did they add turn-based in 2026 for a game that came out in 2016? Okay. Let's actually finish that game. let's see if we could get back to where we left off. Let's actually play Pillars of Eternity on our Pillars of Eternity stream. And now that we have this narrative in our head, we can think about what are we missing? Yeah, that's Garamond. That's 100% Garamond. And what do we want us to like? This is the button, right? Yeah, toggle it on and off.
Hey.
Oh wow, we're so far behind. We have to do the whole Skellington fight again. We're so bad at this game. Okay. All right, here we go.
Hi.
All right. Did we pull all of them? Oh, we've done it. This is a we have terrible. Okay. We don't have terrible positioning. We don't have terrible positioning. I think it's all going to depend on. I think it's all going to depend on our next few turns. Like how many people we've pulled or not.
Let's have it out!
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Show them how it's quick. They still mess
Oh,
me
that was
too.
terrible. That's not good. Okay, okay. We got our priest. We got our priest. What do I want you to do? How many turns? This just get one of these. No, no. Very slow moving energetic. Oh, okay. Holy power. I feel like I've forgotten everything that our characters can do. Okay.
Lavaru beyond seek.
All right, and okay, great. You're not gonna get a turn from back there. And you can just wait. Choke point.
Following your lead.
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, focus. Oh, nice. Is that good? Wait, what did that do? 7 piercing damage. Okay, wounding shot. All right. We're still figuring it out. We're still figuring it out. End your turn. You can't do anything back there. Okay. Knockdown.
How may I help?
We know that the next part of this fight is actually going to be harder.
These ones are in for a
We're lucky because it didn't pull the whole room. That's what happened to us last time. And then bad things happened as we wandered into traps that we didn't expect to find. Who's it? Okay, stop it.
Ready, Watcher.
Okay, we're doing a much better job
After him, Ichimok.
this time around. Can you probably can't squeeze in there, can you? You can't. Okay, there's nothing for you to do at the moment.
How may I help?
Okay, we could do this now. Nice. Okay.
Hey there.
Do we have? Okay, we got our little chance. Thunderwave.
Freak go!
Missed. You can't do anything from back there. You can't do anything
Ready,
from back
Roger.
there. All right. Oh, well, we didn't need to waste ourselves on that. Oh, actually we did. That only did 2 damage.
I shall deal with this one.
Oh
Hey.
goodness.
For Aethys!
Okay, everyone,
Hey.
hide.
I'll take a peek.
Okay, let's grab this stuff. All right, here we go. Everyone come over
Alright
here.
then.
That went well. I mean, 619, you are right. The last time we did this fight, it went terrible.
Hey.
Okay. Now, let's get you. Okay. All right, you block the door. Big dog. You pull all the skeletons. Okay. Yep. Oh, there we go.
Aye?
Okay, good. Oh, you're not going to be able to do anything from over there. No. All right. Yeah, you guys come
Ready,
to
Watcher.
us. You guys come to us. Stay away from them, dog.
Hey.
Okay,
Yes.
great. Okay, and swarm. Yeah. Okay, we're a lot smarter this time because we know what we're up against. Oh, right. I forgot that there's 2 mages. We got 2 wizards we're going to have to take out. Dog is fine.
Hey there.
Oh, okay. Can't get to these ones. Take this
Show
one
them
out.
how it's quest they seal mess me too.
Let's end it!
Okay, you're at 2. Priest can't do anything from. Oh, he's got this one. Worked last time. Go after the close one. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go. Now we got. Oh, he's too far away. All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Got an arrow for this one.
Shoot this guy. I don't. Yeah, I want them to come closer. Like, come over here. Come closer to where all the people are.
Hey.
Do you have a bow and arrow? Sure. Shoot
You're
that
not
guy.
getting through me. How may I help?
All right, and can we? No. Oh no. No. Oh, this is good range.
Lava beyond seek.
Oh, nice. Oh, the dog's didn't die.
Hi.
All right, let's do this again. Get rid of this wizard.
Lava beyond seek.
Okay, awesome. Don't know where the oh, and the other one is still up that has our hunter's mark on it. Oh, she doesn't have line of sight.
Got an arrow for this one.
What?
All right, what can you do? Blessing, terror, halt, unhelpful. Oh, gotcha. Okay, that's a debuff that only lasts for a couple of turns. Okay, put it on this guy. Can you get a... No, you don't have line of sight to that. That's fine. Okay, just take this guy over.
This one.
Dog is still living. Oh, only 2 damage though. Okay, and now ghosts.
Croak 10!
Oh no! You killed me. That took 3 chance. That was a waste of a turn. What are you gonna do?
You're not getting through me.
That did nothing.
Ready, Watcher.
Oh, does this not? Oh, I've given her 2 bows. That's why. Oh, wait a minute. 14 to 19. Yeah, use this one. What are you using that one for?
Got an arrow for this one.
Oh, that's way better.
How may I help?
Oh my god. Why did I give you such a bad bow this whole time? Do you have line of sight to this?
for a walloping.
You do
I
not.
shall.
Now do you?
Let's have it out.
There you go. Oh. People are mostly fine. We could do this. Oh, that was great. That did a lot of damage. Can you hit this guy with your gun?
Let's end this.
Oh, 45.
Hey there.
I don't know what's happened, but we finally figured out how to play
Show
this
'em
game.
how it's done.
What?
What? Sure, we'll keep using this.
Navarro beyond seek.
We could probably switch to this now. Great.
Aye.
Another one of these.
Navarro beyond seek.
Great. Good work, everyone.
Hey.
Easy
Okay, be
does it.
sneaky. There's still one person around here, or was that this guy? All right, let's. Oh wait.
All right then.
Grab all these. Grab this.
Hey.
All right. Do they have anything good? A rod and a vessel bone. You can take the rod.
Hey.
And another rod. Okay. Now we don't know if that rod is any better than what we already have. Sneaky, sneaky. I think there was something over here we could grab. Oh yeah, here it is. Are you generating one phrase per turn or what? For my chanter? So I don't
Following
think
your
that.
lead.
So here's what we have for chanter. Here's our book. So we do. We just alternate on these ones. I don't think we did anything.
Yes?
We didn't think we were gonna keep Canna because we already have a chanter.
Mysterious figures and
Oh, jeez.
crumbling ruins. We've
Quiet,
stepped in-
Canna. We're not. No. We're trying to look at your spells.
Yes?
Oh, I clicked the wrong button. That was on me. Oh yeah. So so we did adjust his. So he does. Yeah. This is his. Before it repeats. And I think he's doing one. I don't know. I think it works out to we get our three chants, our three phrases by our second turn. So it's almost like an average of 1.5. Like Whisper tends to get 2 on her first turn, and then she has up to 3. She's on her third by her second turn.
Hey.
Hannah, for some reason, he gets 1, and then he's at 3 on his second turn.
Hey.
Slow and silent.
Okay. What I have forgotten is who has the best. What do I want? Perception for finding things? 12, 14 is bad perception. 17. Okay. And do you have good mechanics? You have terrible mechanics.
Ready, Watcher.
Oh no. She doesn't know there's a trap around here. Is it not perception? Oh! Nope, 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 nope. Oh god.
Hey.
Keep doing this. Okay. She's not gonna make
Hey.
it. She's just gonna die forever. She's just gonna die forever. Get out of there, please.
Hey.
Oh, keeps happening. Okay, so maybe it's one on your turn, one on enemy's turn, and the third when you're back on your turn. It might be. Yeah, I don't fully understand how phrases work
Hey.
with your chance on
Yeah?
on turn-based mode. Like real time with pause, it makes complete sense. Like I get it. It's like you're singing your song, it loops, and you're just getting it. Yeah, every 6 seconds.
Hey.
They'll
Be
never know
sneaky.
I'm here.
Okay, who do we think is
Yes?
going to be good at finding this trap? Okay. You know there's a trap. You know there's a trap.
Rest up, big
Oh,
guy.
God.
We've got your back. Hey.
He's not doing good. Got some bruised ribs.
Have I told you the tale of the Kamoa warriors? 80 glorious verses. Verse 1.
Okay, so Kana is not helping us find traps. Whisper, are you good at finding traps? We should save.
Hey.
Like where things went
Yeah?
bad the last time. The thing is, like, we've fallen on this trap. We still don't know where it is. Who's good at finding traps?
Isn't this something?
Oh, there we go. We found one. We never find this one. Can we disarm it? No. All we can know is that it's there. Impossible. And we'll never see this one, apparently. I guess we failed our perception check. Okay. Well then, forget everyone else. Now that we know where the trap is, we'll just go have our conversation with this guy. Okay, we've done this conversation. Dalton sent me to look for Ronya. Dalton believes that Ronya is in the catacombs. Oh, okay. All right, we'll get Aloth to find us traps. All right, what do you need me to do? How are we having this conversation? Brackenbury Sanitarium. Okay, sure, we can do that. Okay, Nikki.
I'll take a peek.
Anything worth seeing here? Oh, we can just take this. This is not stealing. Tarnished locket. Sure. Take it. Okay. Nikki. 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 Okay, good work, everyone.
How may I help?
Okay, find the traps. Find the
I'll
traps.
see what I can find.
We know there's a trap around here. I guess we've just failed the perception check. We're never gonna find it now. All right, we know for next time if we need to find traps. We know who needs to be in it. Oh wait, have we not been in here? Wait, where are we? Oh, we didn't go in here. Oh, Temple of Wodica. Wait. Wait. What were we doing down here? Find a way into the Temple of Wodica. Oh, okay, great. We found it.
And what does the flame reveal?
Hey.
All right, we're on our way. We're on our way. How are we doing time-wise? New map discovered. Oh. Older robed man. Okay, is this the guy from the beginning? In front of you looms the ghostly hollow image of the man who was present at your awakening. Yes, he is. He casts a pale, sickly light in the dank corridor as he regards you.
You are from Kratom, my dear?
His words are an echo in your mind from a time long past, and you know your response before you speak it, as if it has always been. Only recently.
A remarkable city. Truly one of the most impressive we have encountered outside of our own. Many exceptional people who have joined our cause come from Kratom. What made you decide to join our order?
Your teachings spoke to me.
The gods are just, and they care for their faithful. I think that speaks to many people.
This man seems actually quite pleasant.
Are you ready to take the oath? To spread the word of the gods to the lost and heathen?
I am. Taxes collected. All earnings were lost to bandits. Oh no, what? 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 Oh man, even with 10 security, we lost all our money to bandits? We have to build more stuff? I guess we should. Oh, this is just going to give us prestige. We'll stop invaders. And I'm worried from the last time that we spoke to that guy, that he's going to come attack us. If we have too much prestige, will that force him away? Let's try it. The barracks is already in progress. Oh, wait, what? Finished in 22 hours. Oh, we already have something in progress. Okay.
Hey.
Light,
Okay,
flame,
sneaky.
and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Oh. All right, let's... Who are these people? Okay, let's do, let's save now that we're down here. Well, let's just go talk to this guy. Mercenary eyes you warily as you approach, his weapons ready. What are you doing here? You don't look like one of that masked lot. Oh, we got a lot of stuff available to us. We're not giving you money. I left my mask inside. Let me pass. Is this gonna work or is this a rule? All right, then go on in. Okay, so if we just meet the requirement, we get it. Okay. Any idea what's going on around here? Word of advice, friend. Don't ask questions. Just go and do what you're told. Farewell.
Hey.
All right, well, that was easy. Oh. Oh, we would have got into a big fight. Are they just going to let us walk around now? Are you a shopkeeper? No.
Hey.
What are you? Mercenary? 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 All mercenaries.
Yours.
Shopkeeper? Mercenary?
Hey.
By the deeds of the tongue and oh, that's not it.
Gods keep you.
A lone figure paces back and forth, tapping his fingers at his sides, muttering to himself. Jumps when he sees you. Ugh! By the flame, you startled me. Pauses and leans forward. Where's your mask? It's too itchy. I'll put it back on for the meeting. Well, don't let anyone inside see you without it. They're keen on anonymity. Oh, I can never say it. What are you doing here? Can I borrow your hood? That's so funny. Been practicing the passphrases. I know them backwards and forwards, but I get so nervous every time I think about repeating them to the acolyte. He's just so dreamy. You can practice on me. Okay, here goes. Oh no, do we have to write these down? Oh God. Oh God. We're not going to remember these the next time we play. First question. State your name and purpose. Answer. My name belongs to the gods, and my hand to their service. Second question. What company do you seek? Answer. I seek the company of shadows, that our labors may remain secret. Third question. Oh, there's so many. Tell me of your labors. Answer. See that the craft of Kith and Wilder does not disturb what bones the gods have buried. Fourth question. How do we know your purpose? Sir, you shall know it by the confession of my tongue, the deeds of my hand, and the oath on my soul. Riddles upon riddles, what bones of the gods have buried? It's very dramatic, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry. Please continue. Kana? Don't ruin this for us. Fifth question. And how is your oath guarded? Answer. It is sealed. By the leaden key. Oh, that wasn't so hard. Sounds like he got it. I do, I think. I'm just going to practice a few more times by myself before the meeting. You need something else? I'll be ready for the initiates meeting soon. Honest. Can I borrow your hood? Of course not. Nicolite will kill me for sure if I approach her without it. I promise I'll bring it back. I guess there's no harm. Just don't tell anyone I gave it to you. Okay, cool. You can't be serious. I mean, goodbye. Do we put it on? Is this gonna work? What is this? A soulbound scepter? Should you be using this? Is this better than what you have? A fine scepter? Doesn't have raw lash or accurate 4. Yeah. Yeah. Try that. That seems pretty cool.
Hey.
All right, everyone. Not Obsidian, but you might like to try the Pathfinder games after you finish the Pillars game. I mean, I've heard good things about them. The Pathfinder ones are...
Hey.
Is that Owlcat that made them? Yeah. So, I backed their Expanse game.
Hey.
Or pre-ordered it. And I really want to play the beta. I don't know if you've tried it. But I don't know if that's going to be our next stream or if we're going to just do some like fun in-betweeners before we do like a new what are we going to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like what are we going to reverse engineer next? I haven't tried it yet.
Hey.
Where are we going? Oh. Coffee? What?
Back you, Claude! Those hooded fiends are nigh to be trusted.
I mean, yeah. Are you unwell? Nothing, I'm fine. Pops again. Probably isn't the best place to linger anyhow. Are we not supposed to be here?
They'll never know I'm here.
Got some money. I'm worried that we're going to get into a really big fight. It's getting late. Oh, geez. Okay. A ritual of some sort is under... Okay, retreat from the door. You turn back. Okay. We're... Okay. I think this is where we're going to have to call it. I'm not ready to get into this big ritual. Oh my goodness. Chat. This was a fun stream. I had a lot of fun building those slides. Offline, we'll refine the theming of them and share what we come up with. But all the ideas are there. And then we'll try and continue to be more competent in turn-based pillars. Yeah, it was a fun stream. 619, thanks for hanging out. I really appreciated a lot of your thoughts and comments. The calling them level 1, I mean, I feel like that really solidified it. Like that, there's still more to write, like to add the context into the slides, but thinking of it as them being boosted is like the perfect framing. Like it fits not just thematically, but like you go, yeah, this is definitely the way they would have thought about it. This is definitely the way that they would have pitched it. Talking in the language of the studio instead of just, you know, silly corpo speak. Oh goodness. We're back on Saturday. We're back on Saturday. Where we'll continue and try to get better at this game. But until then, have a great rest of your week. And I hope to see you again. Oh, and it finally feels like we're getting nice weather, at least in Canada. May has been dreadfully cold. I'm excited for some nice weather over this long weekend. Chat, have a great night. 619, thanks for hanging out. Hope to see you again. And everyone, catch you next time. Yeah. I'm gonna mute my mic, wave goodbye. I hope to see you next time.
I think I will go now.